day. Welcome to a special program with the man of the moment, His Excellency Chibuike Rotimi Amaechi, the Governor of Rivers State. Good day, sir. Thank you very much for giving us your time. First of all, I'd like to say on behalf of Ben TV, congratulations, happy belated birthday. Congratulations for the chairmanship. Congratulations on the elections. Congratulations, congratulations. First and foremost, how does it feel now to have the people's mandate?
When I was making my speech yesterday at the assembly, I began by saying that the order is tall, very tall order. The responsibility is daunting, and the task is challenging. So that's about the best way you can sum it.
Okay.
But it's not insurmountable.
Okay. Now, previously, you had said that you were only going to be in office for the one term. What changed your mind?
I've answered this question severally. Then, when I made that comment, I think we were still having some money from our oil wells.
Okay.
Until Akwa Ibom then took our oil wells, then we had a crisis of too many projects uncompleted, and we need to complete them. Most of those projects are basic necessities for the people. We have to do with primary schools. We need to build 750 primary schools. As we're talking now, we just have about 426. We need to build, complete 24 new secondary schools for building. We needed to complete the roads, the monorail, and all that. And at the stage here now, they are still uncompleted.
Okay.
We felt that if we have another 4 years, we can then complete them. That's why when we were campaigning, we said we are making no new promises.
Okay.
We want to consolidate on the old ones.
Now, Port Harcourt in recent years have had a lot of issues with insecurity. What do you plan to do now to restore Port Harcourt to not just a place of business, but also a safe place of, living?
Well, if you live in Port Harcourt, you realize that security has been restored.
Okay.
Yesterday, I took my friends there out there, took my friends out, and as we were driving on the opposite direction, where 3 cars with white men, no security, nothing. One was carrying his wife, but obviously they must be going to the bar. And so if that happened yesterday, it means that there's confidence.
Okay.
So that the security has been restored. The another indication, another indices that you will see is the fact that before this time, construction in Port Harcourt had almost ceased. Now people are beginning to construct houses and open businesses and all that. So the issue of security, I'm not saying it's not there. There's a challenge to everybody in the country, but it's not as it used to be before.
Okay.
Kidnapping. I don't want to say it's disappeared. I want to just say that it reduced to its barest minimum. But I think that unlike before, about 2008, 2009, we used to record 10 a day. Now you hardly hear about kidnapping. Maybe you hear once in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months.
Okay.
It is,
that's encouraging. Thank you. Now, I know you've touched on a little bit about the projects that you're doing at the moment. Now, do you think that these 4 years that you have is long enough for you to be able to,
You mean 4 years?
This new 4 years in office,
of course.
It's enough to handle the mammoth task?
More than enough.
Okay.
At the end of the 3rd year, I should begin to enjoy myself. I should travel. I say that because the strategy now is no longer to wait for the federal government funds. What we are trying to do now is to borrow money, go to the bond market. Now, there are so many of these projects that would have completed if we had the money. Okay. There's a road that we're doing from the Tokito road behind Zoo that takes you to the East-West Road. Now, if we give the gentleman his money, he will complete it with the bridges.
Okay.
The same with the Ken Saruwa Road, which is called the Old Stadium Road. The gentleman has completed last night.
Okay.
Said if we give him all this money, by the end of June, he would have completed it.
Wow.
There are so many things that are just there for, that you can now call low-hanging fruit, which we started a long time, but can be completed as soon as funds are made available.
Okay.
So, reach an agreement with Senate Bank to borrow 100 billion naira.
Wow.
We are also going to the bond market to borrow 250 billion naira.
Wow.
So that we don't have to wait for the federal government. We just pay our bills and complete the projects.
Now, you've just mentioned the borrowing and the monies that comes in from the federal government. Do you have any plans to create an economy within Port Harcourt outside of the monies that comes in from the federal government?
Of course. We announced, if you read my speech, we talked about an agriculture economy. I'm about to award the contract to an Israeli company to establish a fish industry, a fish farm in Buguma.
Okay.
we're looking at between Thai and Ghana to establish a 10,000 hectares of oil palm farm.
Wow.
We're looking at rehabilitating reserve palm and all that. So many of those things to be done.
Okay. Now, taking you to the issue of power, Port Harcourt, like most cities in Nigeria, still suffers from epileptic electricity.
No, it was bad.
So what are your plans to upgrade us or upgrade Port Harcourt to better electricity?
By September, October, we should have about 460 megawatts of power.
Okay.
That's more than enough for the whole state.
Oh, wow.
More than enough. But the problem we have is the issue of distribution.
Okay.
And we're trying to work with the federal government to ensure that we have the approval, permission to go ahead with distribution. And we've commenced already. We're waiting for the approval. Set up a committee headed by the managing director of Shell Nigeria to ensure to advise us on how to go about the distribution.
Okay, that's encouraging. Now, you talk a lot about doing so much for humanity. What is your drive? What drives you to want to put so much back in?
My socioeconomic background is of course, most important to me. I'm not particularly, Nigerians use the word humble beginning. Everybody has a humble beginning, actually. Yeah, but what for me, I consider a humble beginning is that I came from a very poor background. My parents were actually poor. I'm very, very proud of living in poverty. There is dignity in poverty. But my father was able to struggle to ensure that I got invested in training and education. And I know how it is to be poor. So there's a need to do quite a lot to improve on the lots of our people. Coupled with the fact that there is also pride in being a Nigerian. And the only way you can be very proud to be a Nigerian is to ensure that it's a nation that can showcase these achievements in the community of nations.
Yeah. Now, would you say that you have a point to prove, and that you're driven by your mode of entry into office in 2007?
No.
Would you say that was
no.
what drives you
Even if I had
to?
come in and there was no interruption by the Obasanjo or President Obasanjo or anybody, I would still have done what I'm doing.
Okay. Now, back to the governors and the chairman of the Governors Forum. Do you not think that would distract your attention from the already overloaded workload that you have here in the state?
That question has been brought up by my colleagues in cabinet, by the team that work with me, and we're looking at it.
Okay.
The argument is that yes, there will be distraction. You may have to travel quite often. You may have to go to Abuja. You may have to hold meetings. You may have to see your colleagues and all that. I'm 46, so I'm still full of energy. I would cope.
Okay. Now, congratulations again on the award to the state. Given that this award in education has been conferred on the state, is this a drive for us to see an improvement and less strikes in universities and schools?
I can't talk about strikes.
Okay.
All I can tell you is that there are improvements on education. With or without the award, it's not driven by, we're not proving anything.
Okay.
What drives us in education is that it is key to human development.
Indeed.
Yeah, so if you need to get the society to progress and develop, then you need to ensure that majority of people in the society can at least have the basic education requirement. And we've taken over primary education, which is not our responsibility, but that of the local government councils.
Okay.
And we are upgrading it by ensuring that the quality of education that we give at the primary level can compete with any, by God's grace, anywhere in the world. That's our ambition. We believe that infrastructure is not all about education. So what you have after the infrastructure is ad hoc, actually. So with us concluding the issue of infrastructure, we're now beginning to deal with the issue of content and curriculum, and to ensure that teachers are employed, but the teachers who are employed that must be qualified.
That's right.
The law in Nigeria stipulates that you must have NC, Nigerian Certificate of Education, or National Certificate of Education, whatever it is. But that's a minimum any primary school teacher can have, and we'll ensure that nobody gets to any of our classrooms without that certificate. Then we will also ensure that they have training, and those have been trained before we go for retraining.
Okay.
We believe that we can domesticate our curriculum.